On February 19, 2025, a traffic stop in Jacksonville, Florida, involving 22-year-old William Anthony McNeil Jr. escalated into a violent encounter that has since sparked widespread outrage after a cell phone video recorded by McNeil went viral. The incident, which occurred around 4:17 p.m. near Jacksonville's Woodstock neighborhood, began when Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, JSO, Officer Donald Bowers pulled McNeil over for allegedly driving without headlights in inclement weather and not wearing a seatbelt. The situation quickly deteriorated, leading to McNeil's arrest and significant injuries, prompting an internal investigation, legal action, and public debate about police conduct. Details of the incident. According to the police report, Officer Bowers stopped McNeil's EV because its headlights and taillights were off during what was described as inclement weather, and because McNeil was not wearing a seatbelt. McNeil, however, disputed the necessity of headlights, pointing out that it was daylight and not raining, as seen in the cell phone video he recorded from inside his vehicle. The video, which was posted to social media on July 20, 2025, shows McNeil calmly questioning the reason for the stop and requesting to speak with a supervisor. He also mentioned that his driver's side window did not work, which is why he initially opened his door to communicate with the officer. The interaction escalated when McNeil refused to exit the vehicle or provide his driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance as requested by Bowers. According to the JSO's arrest report, McNeil became verbally combative and locked his door after briefly opening it. Bowers called for backup, and after McNeil continued to refuse to comply, the officer warned him multiple times that he would break the window if he did not exit. However, McNeil's cell phone video does not show any clear verbal warnings directed at him before Bowers smashed the driver's side window. In the footage, another officer can be heard saying, "All right, go for it," just before Bowers breaks the window and immediately punches McNeil in the face. McNeil is then pulled from the vehicle, pushed to the ground, and struck again as officers restrain him, with one shouting, "Stop fighting!" despite the video showing no clear physical resistance from McNeil. The police report claims that McNeil reached for a large knife on the floorboard of his vehicle as officers attempted to remove him, a detail not corroborated by the cell phone or body camera footage released by JSO. Sheriff T.K. Waters, during a July 21 press conference, noted that the body camera videos from 3 officers on the scene did not clearly show McNeil's hands at all times, leaving ambiguity about whether he reached for the knife. McNeil's attorneys, prominent civil rights lawyers Ben Crump and Harry Daniels, have called this claim a fabrication, asserting that McNeil remained calm with his hands visible and only moved when struck by Bowers. Charges and injuries. McNeil was arrested and charged with resisting an officer without violence, driving with a suspended license, possession of less than 20 grams of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and citations for not wearing a seatbelt and driving without headlights. On February 20, 2025, McNeil pleaded guilty to resisting an officer without violence and driving with a suspended license, receiving a sentence of 2 days in jail, which he had already served. The drug-related charges and traffic citations were dismissed, according to court records. McNeil sustained significant injuries during the arrest, including a chipped tooth, a lip injury requiring 9 stitches, a concussion, and short-term memory loss, as reported by his attorneys. The cell phone video shows blood on McNeil's mouth after the initial punch, and he can be heard expressing confusion, repeatedly asking, "What's going on?" as officers restrained him. Official response and investigation. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office became aware of the cell phone video when it went viral on July 20, 2025, prompting an immediate internal investigation. Sheriff Waters released body camera footage from 3 officers on July 21, emphasizing the need for context and stating that the viral video did not fully capture the events leading to McNeil's arrest. Waters noted that McNeil's non-compliance within 21 seconds of the stop, refusing to provide identification and locking his door, escalated the situation to criminal resistance. He described the force used as ugly, but maintained that it was not necessarily unlawful, as the state attorney's office had cleared the officers of criminal wrongdoing within days of the video's release. However, the initial punch to McNeil's face by Officer Bowers was notably absent from all police reports, including Bowers' arrest report, the incident report, and the response to resistance report approved by JSO supervisors. A second officer, D.D. Miller, documented 6 punches to McNeil's leg during the struggle on the ground, but did not mention the initial strike to McNeil's face. This omission has raised concerns about the accuracy of the reports, with Professor Dennis Kenny of the John Jay College of Criminal Justice suggesting that the initial hit could qualify as criminal battery. Despite this, the state attorney's office did not indicate whether it reviewed McNeil's cell phone video before determining that no criminal laws were violated. Officer Bowers has been stripped of his law enforcement authority pending the outcome of JSO's administrative review, which is ongoing to determine if he or other officers violated department policy. Sheriff Waters emphasized that McNeil did not file a formal complaint with JSO prior to releasing the video, which delayed the agency's awareness of the allegations. Waters also expressed concern that the video was posted to inflame the public, but insisted on transparency, releasing the body camera footage to provide additional context. Legal and public reaction. McNeil has retained civil rights attorneys Ben Crump and Harry Daniels, who are planning to pursue legal action against JSO. The attorneys argue that the incident is a clear case of police brutality, with Crump stating, "It should be obvious to anyone watching this video that William McNeil wasn't a threat to anyone. He was calmly exercising his constitutional rights, and they beat him for it." Daniels highlighted JSO's history of excessive force incidents, citing a 2023 case involving the violent beating of 24-year-old Lakean Woods and a 2019 federal lawsuit over the killing of 22-year-old Jamie Johnson during a traffic stop. The attorneys are scheduled to hold a press conference with McNeil on July 23, 2025, to address recent developments. The incident has drawn significant attention from public figures and organizations. The Jacksonville branch of the NAACP, led by President Isaiah Rumlin, called the video disturbing and demanded immediate answers from Sheriff Waters, highlighting the fear many African American men experience during police encounters. Florida State Representative Angie Nixon, D. Jacksonville, also reached out to JSO, demanding truth, transparency, and accountability. Curtis Fallgatter, a former federal prosecutor with over 30 years of experience, reviewed the footage and called it a clear case of police brutality, arguing that the officer's actions were disproportionate for a minor traffic stop. Public sentiment on social media, particularly on X, reflects widespread outrage, with posts describing the incident as an unprovoked assault and questioning the justification for the stop and use of force. Some users have accused JSO of systemic issues, while others have debated whether McNeil's non-compliance warranted the officer's response. Sheriff Waters has pushed back against narratives suggesting an anti-police agenda, emphasizing that the majority of JSO's traffic stops occur without incident. Broader context. The incident has reignited discussions about police use of force, particularly against Black individuals in Jacksonville and beyond. Critics, including McNeil's attorneys, argue that the stop itself was questionable, as Florida law requires headlights only from sunset to sunrise or during rain, fog, or smoke, none of which were clearly present at 4:17 p.m. on February 19th. The dismissal of the headlight and seatbelt citations further fuels skepticism about the initial justification for the stop. The case also underscores ongoing tensions between JSO and the community, with references to prior incidents of alleged excessive force drawing comparisons to McNeil's experience. As the administrative review continues, the focus remains on whether Officer Bowers and other involved officers violated JSO policy and whether McNeil will receive justice through his planned legal action. The incident serves as a stark reminder of the challenges surrounding police accountability and the impact of viral videos in shaping public discourse.